Greg, congratulations. Just how does that feel? I know it's been a long time coming, and I'm sure there was lots of pressure behind all the guys trying to do it, pressure behind you, maybe some outside voices talking a lot to everybody. But now that it's across the line, does it feel like there's a relief for you guys?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's been hard to come by the first one, and again, I don't think we've played horribly through much of the season. We've just not been able to turn things into wins. Like I said to somebody, I've seen teams play worse and get results, and that's been hard to take. But I'm proud of these guys because they've stuck with it. And today they battled, and it was a commitment for 90 minutes. And the last part of it, we went into a little bit of a protect when we got to the 2 goals, and the guys transformed and did pretty well in that kind of a setup. And so I thought tonight we showed a few different things inside of, again, against another team that's up against it a little bit. They haven't gotten a few results, so they're feeling it too. So it was going to be a battle no matter what. Third game in the week is always a battle, and so I'm just proud of our guys for staying in it and competing all the way to the end. And again, from game after game, showing up and putting it out there. So they deserve this. This is a hard-fought first win. Jeez.
Seeing against San Jose, you had Nascimento playing against them, and he showed some things there. But tonight, it feels like he was an integral part of this offense and really helped you guys create. What did you see from him?
Yeah, I think, I said this, I think over the last 2 or 3 weeks, he's really, even in training and everything else, he's been settling into the group. He's getting more comfortable. Looking at the San Jose game and the way they were going to play us, I thought his mobility was going to be really useful for us. And I think that game gave him some confidence in addition to just getting connected to the group. And tonight it was going to be a different challenge for him because it was going to be against a back 4 versus where he was kind of one-on-one a lot in the San Jose match. So it was a different challenge for him. He did a nice job of at times coming off and linking up the play. Obviously a really good turn in the box to get to the end line and cut it back to Lucas. But I thought he had a complete performance. So now just continue to get him minutes and get him up to 90 minutes fit and continue to get his fitness. I thought the second half he came out, he looked just a little bit tired on the defensive side, but he battled through the early part and got us to a position we could win it. But I thought he did a great job.
Hey, Greg, through this 16-game stretch, did you ever have those moments of, like, why? Questioning yourself, questioning things, questioning everything, really?
I mean, you think about a lot of things. I don't know if I go into why. I kind of look at each of our guys and what we're trying to do and how we try to continue to build and stick true to the process and, how our young guys, whether it's Nasi or Lucas, and how those guys need to come along because they're going to play big parts of what we're trying to do to get back to what we've been doing in the past. So it's really just trying to be solution-oriented as much as possible, taking that to the training field, the room, talking with the guys, making sure also managing through this stretch is a big part of this, just, with the guys. But again, and it's tough because we haven't had a lot of things, kind of bounces and things go our way. Maybe we got 1 or 2 tonight here or there, but we haven't gotten a lot over the course of the 16 games. We've had to battle for every inch, and so I could ask why. I think a lot of it has just been reflecting on each of our performances and how can we get better, and how can I help the guys how can I be more clear, how can I help guys come along. It's all those kinds of things. So there's probably a lot of whys inside of that, but I think the biggest is more just sticking to our process and trying to continue to improve individually and collectively, getting guys a little more committed to certain aspects of the game at times, things like that. So the guys have done a good job of working through it.
And you subbed Lucas off at halftime. Was that precautionary? Or?
Precautionary. He was feeling, I could tell at the end of the first half, he kind of had a hitch in his step and was limping or pulling his leg along a little bit. At halftime, he felt like he was tightening up, and so I don't suspect it's anything too serious, but I don't know exactly yet. So, but it definitely was injury-related, not anything else related to it.
Greg, congratulations on the win, and thanks for talking to us. Did the team prepare or do anything differently this week in training? Got to ask because, you've been in every single match, and the results haven't come, and this one, just worked out for you guys. So anything different this week?
Not entirely. I think just the stretch of these last 5 games or so, I think we've been more healthy, and our healthy guys who are getting healthy have gotten more fit, you know. Unfortunately, we didn't have Marco tonight, but I thought Marco was on a really good stretch of games and performances, and Joe was getting going again, and you know, Gabe, after missing the East Coast trip, trying to get him going again. You know, getting Zonka back reintegrated because he didn't go on the East Coast trip because of some personal things. And so I think we just kind of finally, you know, after lots of ins and outs and stuff like that, we had the majority of our group together as we attacked sort of this 3-game week. And we've also seen some younger guys like Lucas, certainly his game come around within the group, Nasi his game. So I think just more of the pieces are starting to come together and fit together through health and through the guys developing in what we're trying to do. And I think with that, I think some clarity in our play and some of the things that we're hoping to see are starting to come together. And I think just the guys have overall been just competing and fighting to try to get this result and continue to build off of it.
Joseph got a goal tonight. On the other side, though, Gabriel Peck seems to continue to struggle a little bit. He seemed a little bit frustrated at times. What's going to get the best out of his play? Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I think Gabe just needs to continue to just play every play. Just play every play at his level and his expectation, and his opportunities are going to show up and things are going to start to fall for him. What we don't want him to do, and this is something we talked about a little bit this week, is to just play for his moments where he can get his goal, because then I feel like he gets disconnected from the group a little bit. And tonight I thought he had a more complete performance, even though he didn't get the goal. I felt like he helped us defend. He helped us to get out of some situations when we were low. He helped us to create some attacks. He did have a shot at the end, or 1 or 2 maybe, but I felt like he played a more complete game. And the more he plays the complete game, Gabe will start to find the things that he's looking for, and those moments will come together for him instead of kind of separating and trying to find him a little bit as a focus. So if he keeps doing that, he's going to be fine, and he'll start to find his rhythm and his form. And the other thing is he's had a couple injuries, and so like in the training environment, because he had a hip pointer and he had something a little earlier on, he hasn't been able to do a lot of finishing and a lot of stuff that he likes, like the repetition and starting to get into a rhythm. And so he's really kind of going game to game, and in training sessions, just because of the nature of the injuries, he hasn't been able to get a lot of repetition in some of these final moments. And I think that's maybe tending to mean he's not as confident as he would like to be in that moment, but he'll come around. If he keeps doing what he did tonight, he'll start to find his flow and his rhythm, and he'll score. Thank you.
Greg, Novak had a really good game tonight, not only just getting a shutout, but came up with a huge save early in the game that led to you guys eventually taking the lead, right? What have you seen from him in the last couple of games, and do you feel like, sort of the Novak that you wanted at the beginning of the year is now what you're seeing?
Yes to the last question. I think, all the goalkeeping abilities that we've seen, we knew he had. What I see in him now is a presence and a confidence and personality back there, and the things that you want to, as a defender, as a coach, that you want to feel behind you, that that he comes and he takes some balls out of the air and makes some plays that makes the defending job easier. Incredible save in the beginning, because that could have got us off in the wrong foot really fast. We got a little over aggressive on the jump and it got in behind us, but he did a great job of standing it up. And I think, to be honest, that probably dictates the whole game, just emotionally and everything else. And so massive. I don't think you can understate that. But yeah, this is the Novak we wanted to see, and this is the Novak we believe in. And I hope with this confidence, he just continues to blossom and grow in the role.
You have an update on Marco?
I don't know. My knowledge isn't anything significant. Hopefully, as we come out of this sort of 2-week break, he should be ready to go. I think he was growing. It was growing, but nothing. It seemed too serious. It was on a little twisting action that kind of bit him a little bit, but we don't foresee anything too long.
And we have one question on Zoom. Sophie, go ahead.
Hey, Greg, congrats on the win.
So.
What's the vibe in the dressing room like after that? And then also, results just haven't gone your way, but is there any reason you don't see why this team can't go on a run now?
First, the vibe is probably a fair amount of emotions going across. There's probably a little bit of relief, a lot of fatigue. It's been 3 games in a week, and the effort put out there has always been there, in my view. And also, there's a certain amount of joy, obviously, that you get after a win. And I also give a lot of credit to our fans. I mean, the fans were in it and have stuck with us, and the celebration after with them was incredible. So it seems odd that it's one win and that was the kind of celebration we had, but it was great. And I think that gave a lot to our locker room after too, just the joy of that moment as well. So yeah, I don't see why. Again, I don't see why we can't get on a run. I don't see why we can't get results. Again, in all of these games, it's been in the margins, and for us, it's really learning maybe as a group how to win and get these games across the finish line. And so hopefully tonight will be a big lesson. I thought everybody was really committed from even down the stretch, just on the defensive side of things, to make sure we were protecting ourselves in the box, and just everybody was really committed to all phases of the game, and I think that helped us.
Anything else? All right. Thank you for your time, Greg.
Thanks, everybody.